To all of our Kalis associates, this video is just another tool to stay connected and to be able to provide information to all of you so that we can stay aligned through these unprecedented times. Think of it as just another company-wide communication, very similar to the quarterlies that we do, and to be able to send a cohesive message to all 400 of our associates. This does not replace in any way, shape, or fashion my commitment, my leadership team's commitment, our supervised commitment, and quite frankly, all of our commitment to stay connected on a day-to-day basis, to be able to have crisp communications, to be able to educate, and to be able to navigate through these times together. Our number one focus has been and will continue to be the safety of all of our associates. What does that mean? It means everything that we've shared with you and everything you hear on television every day. Washing your hands thoroughly, proper distancing at work and at home, and clean surfaces, and all the other things that we continue to talk about. We have a commitment to make sure that we not just meet all the CDC guidelines, but we exceed them. And even more importantly, to make sure that we listen to ideas and suggestions that all of you have and have implemented, to be able to make sure that our work environment is safer today than it was yesterday. We have implemented and communicated a well thought through plan to ensure that we follow best practices to address any future impacted associates that we might have at work, and to ensure that we maintain a healthy work environment. A key, everybody, is to also be safe at home. We spend a lot of time at home, and that's a message that you want to get across to your kids, your spouses, and your parents. So all the things we talk about, hand washing and doorknobs and refrigerator pulls and all the things that you can do at home to be safe, will help all of us in the big picture. As I'm sure most of you are aware, the governor has implemented a stay-at-home order. So what does that mean? It does mean that all life-sustaining businesses, which there are thousands in Pennsylvania, will continue to operate, and Kalis will continue to operate. However, when at home, you need to do your part in following the recommendations to limit activity, to practice social distancing, and to be safe. Kalis is a life-sustaining business. We support dozens of life-sustaining customers and applications. Just the other day, we shipped power cable for COVID test sites and hospitals. We have cable assemblies and product that supports the farming industry through John Deere, the food distribution network through Hyster-Yale and other customers, the refrigeration and food refrigeration trucking markets through Thermo King and some of our trucking customers, and many, many more. Our efforts and products are critical to supporting those life-sustaining products and services that are so important in these times. Our current reality is unprecedented, right? And uncertain. This impacts every business in America, Kalis included. Just last week, you saw there was over 3 million unemployment applications, and that's just going to continue to rise. And these are uncommon times, and we are simply blessed right now to be operational. Our focus behind safety is to see this through for the sake of the business viability, but also for the jobs it creates, the health care and all the other benefits that it provides, and the families that it supports. Right? My promise is a commitment to open and honest communication, and to ensure that we all are on the same page and know what we are focusing on as an organization and what our priorities are. We spend a lot of time talking about what it is that's important to Kalis, quarter after quarter, year after year, right? We have a lot of ways to get ourselves aligned. Right now, as we think about how to align ourselves, we're going to narrow that focus, and our priorities are going to be much more weekly than quarterly. Why? Because things are changing so quickly. We want to make sure that we have our best efforts aligned around them and make sure that they are the right ones for associate safety and for the business health and viability. And we will do our best to make sure that we communicate what those priorities are so that we're all on the same page and what are the key things that we're working on now. You may have heard there are government programs that are out there that may be applicable to Kalis. I can promise you that we are looking into every possible program that may provide support and assistance through these times. In fact, we've already started preparing documentation and information so we can get ahead of the curve in what I'm sure will be a flood of applications. The reality is we still need details, and we also don't know exactly, it's to be determined what exactly that means for Kalis at the end of the day relative to assistance. So that being said, we're going to continue to plan and act and make sure that we ensure the health of the business and hope that those efforts that may come from government aid will just support the efforts that we're going to be putting in place. We're dealing with a global pandemic. The timeline is out of our control, right? The magnitude of this is going to be out of our control for companies as well as for Kalis potentially. But what we need to focus on at work and at home are those things that we can control, right? We can control about having a safe environment and a safe home as best we possibly can. We can practice safe hygiene all day and every day, and we can do everything together to maintain the health and viability of the business. I just want to thank everybody for all of your efforts that you've put in so far and will continue to do. And I encourage those ideas, and I appreciate the hard work. And I just want to thank everybody again. If you have questions or concerns, we've got a lot of ways to make sure we cascade those up through the organization. I encourage you to make sure you express those so that we can understand where everybody's at. If you want to send a specific question to me or you're not getting the answer, you can send it to that connect@kaliswire.com email that we talk a lot about, our quarterly sessions. We'll take a look at those and see if we can't make sure we get answers to you through our normal courses of the communications or even in more of these ongoing updates that I'll be able to provide. Thank you, everybody.